Back with another one. Canvas Nomad here. And I feel like it's important to say I think the era of AI is here. Why am I saying that? Well, Apple actually had someone as a witness on the stand today during the Google antitrust case that's going on. And because he's under oath, he kind of got to share secrets. And he said basically that Apple Safari is going to be using AI going forward for its search terms, which is going to kill Google because they are partnered with ChatGPT. It's funny, I was literally I wrote a draft blog. I'll actually put it in here later when I finish about how I think is going to be a digital feudalism. And if anybody knows about feudalism, it's basically just during the times of, the feudal ages. You know, when you had kings, you had vassals, you had feudal lords, whatever you want to call it. You had serfdom, serfs, just that era of castles, knights, dragons, if this was King Arthur and stuff. But just that era of time. And when he said on the stand that they was basically going towards a way where they're going to incorporate AI into the search, because right now you can connect ChatGPT into Google through the settings, and Siri will be able to connect to ChatGPT, and it'll basically talk to ChatGPT, get a response, and then Siri will talk to the user, right? And I think it's interesting because that was also something I had put in the blog where, because of contracts and stuff, like Gemini probably won't be able to use Twitter because Gronk has that, but Gemini will probably be able to talk to Gronk. You know what I mean? So I think those things are interesting when you look at it. Yeah, it's just going to be a scary time for AI. If you're not using AI right now, you're going to be behind. This is the same way when somebody was saying, oh, why would I buy anything on the internet? Well, look at today. Everybody buys things on the internet. People barely go to the mall anymore. So, I'm not going to say that. The mall is always still popping, but less people would rather shop from their couch than go into a store. Generally, females are the one that still goes into stores, but I digress. Yeah, so if you're not using AI right now, history is about to repeat itself, just digitally. You know what I mean? YouTube is real estate, websites are real estate, it's just digital real estate. Now when you have AI come into the fold, it's kind of starting over again. Except AI, sooner or later, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to upload a picture to AI, upload what you want to say, and then AI will post it. Meta just came out with their AI mobile app. I'm sure instead of you posting a picture to Facebook and Instagram, you'll just tell AI to do it and it'll do everything for you. So we got to look at that because that's coming. That is definitely coming. And the future is scary because the more we go into the future, the less humans you need for a job, which means the quote-unquote middle class, which has been shrinking for years, sooner or later people are going to lose jobs. Before, coding was like the number one desired industry, and now today it's probably the first industry that's going to go down because, Gemini, 1 million tokens, you can create whole infrastructure, you can create whole code bases, HTML code bases, CSS based code bases, schemas, anything, just with Gemini. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. It's definitely going to be interesting. And all I want to do is just get out of here. That's all I want to do is get out of here. That's all I want to do. And I feel like for me, I haven't really gone in on the whole marine merchant thing. I wrote about it on Medium. You can read it there, but I'm just kind of upset about that because I really thought in the next 2 months I'd be going. But I got waitlisted till 2026, so I'm gonna be here for another 6 months, which sucks. But I do believe it has something to do with the tariffs. Because don't forget, in September last year, they went on strike. That delayed things. And now I believe the tariffs have something to do with it too, because there'll probably be a little less ships on the... Well, I'll probably be the same amount of ships, but just less money. So, it is what it is. But I still look at it as my ticket to become a global, like, just become a global citizen. That's like the goal. I want to become a global citizen. I don't want to be here no more. Like, to be inside of a place where I just feel like when you talk to people, they get it, but their actions just don't show it, you know? Like, it's Stockholm syndrome. You're attached to something until you go away. Anybody that has traveled gets it. You haven't traveled, you don't get it. This is the one common thing I've noticed. You don't understand how big the world is, how different the world is outside, and how much each country has its own flavor and flair. Yes, are there differences between first and third worlds? Of course. And I think that difference is between people getting up and just building infrastructure. If you don't have people in your country that want to work and build the community, you're going to be a third world. That's the difference. That's literally the difference. We have plumbers, we have electricians, we have carpenters, we have people that get up and go into a sewer system. We have more people that are willing to do that than other places, which makes us obviously the leader of the country because, well, America is the land of opportunity. So even if you're doing the same thing you were doing in your country, you're getting more money here, so you have more incentive to do it here, especially if you grew up in that country. You automatically see the goal, like the motivation, not realizing that your bills are higher, where to live is higher, food is higher, the price of everything is higher. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I just think that for me, I just want to get out of this matrix. I want to be able to dip my foot in other matrices and use U.S. dollars as arbitrage. I do believe the U.S. dollar is going to not crumble, but it'll mutate, probably CBDCs or something like that. So behind the scenes, it'll change. But to the average everyday person, they still swiping their card. They see no difference. But BRICS is here. That dollar is backed by fake, gold we don't even have. Well, I don't know if we have it or not, but I know we don't have the amount of gold that we printed 4 or 5 years ago during COVID. So, it is what it is. And that's our Federal Reserve. Who knows what, that's our Fort Knox. Who knows what the Federal Reserve has that gave us the money? And then we got to pay interest on that, just like a person pays interest to a bank. Well, as a country, we got to pay interest. As a country, we got to pay interest to that bank. So who knows what the future holds? But YouTube, it's your boy Chris Jack, Canvas Nomad here. And I'm signing out. Just wanted to check in. Peace.